Hi, my name is Adam Stone, and I will have the privilege of being your child's economics teacher this semester. I've been a teacher for about 15 years now. This is my sixth year at Cambridge, and during my time as a teacher, I have taught a little bit of everything. I've taught economics at all levels. I've taught advanced placement. I've taught honors economics. I've taught regular economics, and I've taught economics in the small group setting. I have also taught U.S. history. I have taught a little bit of world history, and I even went and did some science a couple of times, but mostly I spend my time in social studies. Personally, I have been married to my wonderful wife for about 17 years now. We have two great kids. Callie is 11 and she's in sixth grade, and my son Cody is 4. In my free time, I love to exercise. I actually just had a knee replacement not too long ago, so I haven't been able to exercise much in the last month, but I hope to get back to that in just a few more weeks. I also love woodworking. That's a hobby I've learned from my great uncle. And I actually made that sign that's hanging up right behind me. In my free time, when I have some, I also coach on a track team where we get the privilege of working with disabled veterans and disabled youth. And the name of that team is called Blaze. I have a great time working with those folks. For my class, first of all, I like to think that I'm pretty flexible and pretty laid back. I like to find a way to work with everyone. I want people to learn about economics in this class, and I think the best way to do that is to have a nice and relaxed environment. One thing I do want to make sure we encourage is to appreciate each other's differences. We all have things that make us different, and I think that'll make us have just a great relationship with each other in class if we can appreciate those things that make us different. I want us all to help each other as we're able to. So if I'm trying to explain something and I'm having trouble getting my message across, if you have a different way to explain it, please jump in and give me a hand. I would love to have the help. Ask questions. I am not able to read your mind. So if there's confusion, I am more than happy to help, but please make sure you let me know that there's some confusion, especially in the remote setting. Sometimes it's hard to tell whether folks are understanding concepts through a computer, so please speak up if you need help. And if you prefer not to speak up, send me an email. I'm always here to support you, so let me know if I can ever do that. Technology is throwing all of us a curveball right now. If you give me some grace as I try to learn the new technology, I promise I'll give you some grace as well. In this class, we have 5 major units. The first one, which we're actually studying right now, is called Fundamental Economic Concepts. In that unit, we talk about some of the basics of economics. We talk about the definition, how economics is about scarcity and how scarcity forces us to make choices. Economics is about a lot more than just money. It's about decision making and choices and scarcity and how that impacts us. The next unit is microeconomics. We're going to learn about small pieces of the economy. So we'll learn about why gas prices change like crazy. We'll learn about how an event in one industry impacts the event in another industry. We're also going to learn about macroeconomics. That's the measure of the economy as a whole. So when they talk about the gross domestic product or GDP, that's a measure of macroeconomics, and we'll learn about that too. We're going to learn about the president and Congress's role in the economy. We're going to learn about the role of the Federal Reserve Bank in the economy. We're also going to learn about international economics. That is a fairly short unit. We're going to touch on things like exchange rates. We're going to learn about trade blocks, but that is a fairly short unit. And we're also going to learn about personal finance. Personal finance is, I think, a very important unit. It's something that the students often get very interested in because, well, it's about how they spend their money and how they earn their money and how they learn to make choices with their money. So I don't necessarily do that unit as a single unit. I sprinkle that throughout the class. Okay, a lot of times I kind of reserve Friday classes for talking about those types of things. In terms of how the class is set up for your information, every week I will be posting a weekly agenda. I will try to do that on Sundays, but I will have them up by Monday mornings. That agenda, it'll just kind of have an overview of the topic that we'll talk about each day during that week. Please know that I'm still getting used to this remote setting. Classes are shorter than usual, so I may be missing the target on some of these classes, on some of the topics. So if I end up getting off by a day or two, please cut me a little slack on that. But I will try my best to keep that agenda current, and I will just kind of I'll tweak it every Sunday as I need to keep you up to date on what we're learning about. It is posted in the teams, in the class team under the channel called Weekly Plans. So if you check that out, that's where you'll see a running list of the weekly plans. Assignments, I will post those in the assignment tab. So if you go to the general channel of the class team, you will see a link at the top with assignments and their due dates. Again, I want to emphasize that I am more interested in making sure that everyone learns about economics. So if you're not sure about an assignment, ask me, please. If you're having trouble with technology, just send me an email and let me know. If you need to take a picture of your work and email it to me because you can't get your technology to work, that's fine. I'm really flexible about how things get turned in. As long as you're communicating with me, I'm pretty flexible. Communication. I try to make sure I spend the first couple of minutes of each class day kind of letting the students know what's coming their way. If we have tests or things like that coming up, I remind them of that. And I would like to encourage everyone, please check your Fulton County emails every day. That's where the reminders for the teams meetings get posted for all of the classes, and that's where the school and the county send out communications to the students. Parents, as far as communicating with you guys, I will communicate with you guys as needed, but please know that if you're ever starting to feel concerned or maybe you're sensing something that I might be missing, please feel free to reach out to me so we can work together and kind of stay ahead of the problems before they get to be a problem. Okay, so like I said, I will communicate with you guys as needed, but please don't hesitate to ever reach out to me. Since your kids are seniors, I like to try to encourage them to do a lot of advocating for themselves. It's been very nice to talk with all of you guys, and again, I can't emphasize enough, if you're ever not sure of what's going on, please feel free to let me know.